22 Democrat state attorneys generals filed a lawsuit to stop the Trump administration from cutting funding for medical and public health research at universities across the country.
The reduction in grants was announced late Friday by the National Institute of Health. Fox 4's Sean Rabb live with the story. Sean.
Heather, these particular group of grants we're talking about are used to support research. In other words, it covers indirect costs like rent of buildings, labs, utilities, and in some cases faculty. Now, the response has been swift, as you mentioned, 22 Democratic states filing in this lawsuit, and some of the biggest voices, if you will, in biomedical research, large institutions raising their collective voices.
Many of the major nationwide universities, medical and research centers are certainly concerned.
Concerned over funding caps announced by the National Institutes of Health late Friday. In 2023, the NIH funded research grants totaling $35 billion, $26 billion in direct costs for research and researchers, $9 billion supported indirect costs. NIH on social media says limiting indirect payments to 15% could save $4 billion a year. Indirect costs include labs, infrastructure, utility costs, and more.
These indirect costs could impact research. It could impact retention of faculty. It could impact faculty that are being hired. And it could also look at some of the great work that's been doing with hazardous waste material, also things related to patient safety.
The UNT Health Science Center, among the 2,500 universities, 300,000 researchers nationwide, with critical work being done to find cures and evolving treatment options for debilitating and life-threatening diseases. The proposed cuts could leave a gap in many institutions' research budgets. Something would have to give to make fewer dollars work. In an email, UNTHSC writes, "We are working with our federal partners to best understand any potential implications." So too are many others.
But I do know from what I've read nationwide, this is going to have an impact on research. It potentially could even increase the cost to the students. I think it's premature to assess exactly what it's going to be, but based on the feedback that we've heard from major universities throughout the United States, this could be a big impact.
Now, they are asking a federal judge in Massachusetts to first impose a temporary restraining order, also issue an injunction preventing the new rule from going into effect. They say it would cause immediate harm to the research infrastructure in our country. This could be another issue, another case that makes its way to the Supreme Court.